Aboard!
RailAmerica is bounding toward the 21st century with unbridled optimism. We are closing in on our ultimate goal, to become a global leader in the rail transportation industry.
We're building something here. We've now become a real focus in the marketplace. People have taken notice of us, not only here in this country, but also around the world. And we've established ourselves as a growing, profitable, quality company.
RailAmerica. Since the company's inception in 1986, with the purchase of Michigan's 83-mile Huron and Eastern Railway Company, RailAmerica has kept a clear and focused vision to continually grow the organization through a disciplined acquisition strategy and efficient management practices that maximize the value of those acquisitions. This vision has led RailAmerica, in just a little over a decade, to far surpass our initial goals. Today, RailAmerica is a diversified multinational transportation company operating more than 5,600 miles of rail line throughout the world, including locations in the United States, Canada, South America, and Australia. In addition to these rail operations, RailAmerica's truck trailer manufacturing company, Kalen Siebert, continues to prosper. In total, RailAmerica now employs more than 1,200 people worldwide. Our short history has created a new chapter in America's short-line rail industry, and now we are rapidly building a reputation as a highly respected, world-renowned leader in the rail marketplace. After many years of decline in rail traffic, RailAmerica is contributing to a renaissance within this industry.
Railroads in this country were started about 150 years ago. They led to the development of this country and continued on into the 1900s and the 1950s, and they were doing quite well. And then the interstate highway system was built, and you had trucking companies starting to compete with the railroads. So in the early 80s, the trucking industry had taken over a lot of the business that the railroads had, and the rail industry in this country was, in essence, bankrupt. So in 1980, the federal government deregulated the industry and made it much easier for railroads to compete. It was a total transformation of the industry, and it was a transformation that we were on the ground floor of, and therefore a leading-edge company.
RailAmerica provides a critical service to businesses all across our country. We now own and operate thousands of miles of short-line freight rail lines that the major Class 1 railroad operators were ready to cast off as unprofitable. We work closely with these major lines, operating as a feeder service to smaller communities that previously had to truck their products at a far greater expense. RailAmerica approached what was once a stagnant industry with a forward-thinking business approach. The results? Impressive, consistent growth across the board. In fact, 1998 is the 5th consecutive year of record financial and operating results. At RailAmerica, we have an unwavering commitment towards safety, efficiency, and quality. By encouraging more and more customers to ship by rail and running the trains more efficiently, we've created a very profitable niche in an industry that most viewed as a dinosaur. And this practice has been hugely successful. In 1998 alone, overall revenues for RailAmerica rose to a record $77.1 million, a 54% increase over 1997. Our operating income also reached an all-time high of $12.6 million in 1998, up 73%. Net income increased dramatically from $1.9 million in '97 to $4.4 million in 1998. Our railroad revenues increased from $22 million in '97 to $30.3 million in 1998, while carloads rose from 69,000 in 1997 to 118,000 carloads in 1998. So, with all of these outstanding results, it's no surprise our stock performance continues to surpass the average. RailAmerica's significant gains are in part the result of our disciplined acquisition strategy that spans the globe.
We've gained an international reputation as a very qualified, capable rail operator, and we've been solicited by a number of countries around the world to take over their national rail systems.
RailAmerica's first such transaction was its early 1997 acquisition of the 1,400-mile Ferronor Railroad in Chile, taking over an operation that was unprofitable under government ownership and turning it around dramatically. 1999 is promising to be another exciting year of growth. In February, we announced our most significant acquisition to date, and one that will continue to lay the path toward RailAmerica being recognized as a global transportation leader: the acquisition of Australia's Freight Victoria Railroad.
We were invited to submit a bid in Australia for the privatization of their rail system in the state of Victoria, in and around the city of Melbourne. There were a number of world-class companies bidding for that railroad. That's a major railroad with about 3,000 miles of rail line, about 1,200 employees, revenues approaching $100 million US, and we were awarded that transaction.
Now, as RailAmerica prepares for the next century of growth, we are fueled by our past accomplishments as well as a future filled with optimism.
I'm excited by what we do. We started this company in 1986. We had zero revenues, we had no employees, we had no capital, we had no business. And we've gone from zero 13, 14 years ago to a company that this year will do probably close to $200 million in revenues. So it's a challenge and it's fun building an operation that didn't exist before. And I think that's the exciting part about it, because we've created a transformation in the industry.
RailAmerica, leading the rail industry into a new millennium.